later, which is what they've done in the past. People were just like, Israel can really make the narrative of like, oh look, they just attacked out of nowhere. It's like people have just forgotten that like a week ago they attacked, but this time they attacked yesterday. Iran is responding today. People haven't gotten the time to forget about that this is a response to the thing that they did. 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, like so. It's swift. So I'll give Iran that for response time. Yeah, it's in their benefit to be responsive.
This is normally not the way they operate. I think there is something else going on. So my guess is that they're gonna sign a deal with the United States.
This is not the way Iran operates. I agree with you, Deborah. This is just not the way operate.
They want to kill as many as they can before they sign the deal. This is bad.
What's wrong with you, Ephraim?
No, they.
Are you a lunatic?
No, I don't like this. I don't like this.
So you think they will sign a deal with Iran?
I think they are going to sign a deal, and they're just trying to kill as many as they can before signing the deal.
You think Iran is going to sign the deal?
I think so. That's my guess. That's why they're attacking like this.
They got attacked in the morning.
They're retaliating. They are responding.
No, see, there is a Chinese saying, and Iranians do the same thing. Revenge is the dish best served cold. You never take revenge right away. It just doesn't make sense.
No, you let it sit, and then you give them time to create the narrative. Like that's been really their downfall throughout these attacks.
Correct.
Because they have let it go so many times. That's 100%. They have been, very patient. Iran has let it go, but they had every right to respond. So they've been poked how many times? Their sovereignty has been literally threatened how many times by Israel over the past year? So what do you mean with that? Well, I don't understand why you still believe that Iran has to just do nothing every single time. Have you kept up with what's been?
It's totally trolling, I think.
No, he's not. This is how he does have this belief system.
No, it's not like you just don't barrage missile and human beings. I'm totally against this, no matter who does it. Israel does it in Gaza, and now Iran on Tel Aviv.
But they're not. It's not the same equivalency. Are you gonna compare the genocide of Gaza with Iran responding back by hitting military installations in Tel Aviv, who has every defense system, who has every single ally on their side, and Gaza's completely helpless? What are you talking about? It's not the same.
Saying I'm reading the news media of Iran, what they are reporting is just the damages that they're causing.
What are they reporting?
The damages that they're causing in the civilian area. Yeah.
The buildings.
See, this is the problem with Iranians, right? You never know which side they take when they flip. Like, this is the horrendous side of being Iranian. I have never understood that, being one. Like, just yesterday, Wayfront was all about let's unite and fight the whole Zionists. And today he has flipped.
No,
so, really, Wayfront, who are you? If you want to be, like, honest.
Be on the moral side, be on the human side. I'm totally against this Netanyahu genocide, but this is not the way to respond to it.
So what is the way? What would be your suggestion? You're president of Iran right now. What do you do in this instance?
Right now, I won't do anything. Right now, when you are angry, you shouldn't do anything. No, but when you're angry, you just calm down first.
How are you Iran's angry right now?
So you've calmed down. What do you do next?
I mean, obviously, we are not calmed down yet. So when we are calm.
This is you. This is you, and you know that you're against this. So you calm down. this scenario, because it's not the first attack, right? So this is not the first attack. So you have many examples to pick from the reels in your head about this happening repeatedly. You let it go, let it slide. You know, you've calmed down. What do you do as Iran? Because sometimes pacifists really excuse themselves with inactivity and call it pacifism and look down and be like, oh, you know, but what if you're not advocating for this course of action? What course of action are you advocating for?
I mean, right now, let's say that they have attacked Iran. So there is no difference if you hit back now or if you hit back next week or if you hit back next month.
No,
if I was
the
there,
older it gets, the colder it gets.
exactly, and better. So
It's
we
not
really
better.
what I
People
would
forget.
do-
That's the thing. Media forget it. The time that's used in between is used to change the narrative.
so this
And
is
that's
what I would
what
do.
Lemon said, right? She was on point. Before the narrative changes, this was I think quite necessary. I didn't expect it, but it was.
This is what I would do. You want really know what I would do? From now on up to time that Netanyahu is at, I would shoot one ballistic missile every day to bring the siren up. Like one ballistic missile every day.
One won't do it, Wifan, brother. One won't do it. That's what Hezbollah and, Yemeni Houthis tried it. One doesn't do it because when you shoot one, they come back and they fucking shoot down the whole airport. This is the problem with the Zionist entity. You have to play it just like they play it. If they shoot 5, you gotta shoot 10. If they shoot 20, you gotta shoot 50. Because otherwise, you're not gonna get anywhere. And the damage needs to be seen all over the mainstream media that look at the amount of damage that done. I mean, try to avoid the civilians, but only the actual bases, military bases, commander, Mossad office, and they try to go after Khomeini, which is the leader. So, if you go after a leader, you're gonna see some. They could go after the fucking leaders. Well, I don't give two fucks. He's either war criminal, wanted by the ICC. And he's got 3 corruption charges inside Israel. He should be arrested, taken down, and you can't have a criminal running a country. He's a criminal.
No, so see, this is the thing. They cannot do what they did to Yemen or Hezbollah to Iran. Iran is very big. So the only option they have is to come out. So their soldiers should come out. Once the soldier is out, then you can hit them strong. Right now, their soldiers are
Whose soldiers?
Israeli soldiers.
Come out where?
Come out of their hiding place. If you're
How are
hiding
you
inside,
gonna force them? You do know that the majority of the population, because they forcefully do this, is actually military personnel. They're ready to go. They're pretty much reservists. So the people that live in Israel, majority of them are that. But you also forgot something else. Maybe you didn't say. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to continuously barrage and attack Iran before Iran had even responded. So when somebody who wants to destroy your country is point blank period saying that, you're telling me that, so Iran has to sit there and get cool headed and chill and then respond? But that's what they're being told? That's wild.
maybe I'm stupid.
It's not about stupidity. You're just not understanding that this is you think that I get it, justice, fairness, equality, but that's not how Israel had placed. It never happened.
See, at the end of the day, this comes, especially if you live in the United States, you would understand this, which I think most of you do. United States is a conscious country. It really runs on morality. So the only way that Iran can
What's wrong with morality?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that joke again?
That's a joke.
Can you repeat the joke again?
I really believe that.
Are you trolling, man, boyfriend? Like, what's going on?
No, I'm serious. We will. The only way we win this war is getting the moral ground. And we are really on the right track to get the moral ground. And I think truly this is the way, this is the main reason Netanyahu fighted like this. Because we, overall as Muslims, on the path of getting the moral ground from Jews. And this attack just wants to derail
It's
it.
not about religion. You're confused again. It's about sovereignty. It's about your ability to have security. I know people keep bringing it back to religion. The attack was on a military installation in Iran. They're not attacking each other's religious sites. So let's remove this talking.
Anyway, I have played U.S. politics, and I'm telling you based on experience, we need the moral ground.
When has the U.S. been moral? What are you talking about?
You don't sound Farsi. You sound more like, you come from a Chinese background, like the accent, Vision. You sure you're not Chinese or something? I mean,
I'm trying to naturalize here in Taiwan, so maybe that's the cause.
right, Nargis, he doesn't sound Iranian.
I'm ex-Iranian. I quit that nationality long ago.
He's very much Iranian, like from the heart of.
Not like the accent. He sounds like more like Taiwanese or Chinese or something like that.
Yeah, married to someone. No, he's married to someone Chinese.
Apparently,
Taiwanese.
from Kermanshah, I raised in Isfahan, so I know Iran, but now I was naturalized.
He's being a little weird, a little bit. I don't know, for some reason. Today,
If he's being a little bit weird.
I think he's feeling for his people, and I think he's afraid that there's going to be like bloodshed. And I also feel the same way. War is never a good.
No, it's politics, Nargis. You have to play politics. You cannot get emotional.
What? Then where are you playing politics in this room? With who are you playing right now?
Come on. It's Iran and Israel. They choose the politics in the United States. United States is
You've gone mad.
This is the part that we disagree. You cannot beat Israel without getting United States away from them. There is no way.
That's not going to happen.
It can happen. I have been saying it over and over.
How?
And with getting the moral ground.
You think the U.S. does the
Get over your ideas.
Does the U.S. give a shit about morality? Absolutely not.
Yes, they do. Please
Okay, hold on.
engage with America.
Wait, hold on. The way in which they have massacred innocent people, and other countries to take their resources, they don't give a shit. What moral ground? How about the fact that Trump is out here, emotional as fuck, sending in military, with his own country to a state, and then trying to threaten to arrest the governor of Cali? What are you talking about? How moral is that? How moral is it for a country to say there's been genocide against white South Africans? We need to bring them to the USA, but then expel Afghanis, expel Syrians who are actually translators, who actually helped the U.S. military. They were pivotal. Send them back to the country and they're going to be killed immediately.
Yeah.
Use them,
abuse them, and then throw them out like tissue.
How the fuck is that moral? But bring in the white South Africans genocide. What fucking? Do you know how insulting that is to hear? Well, they don't want to say what's happening in Gaza and the genocide. Listen, 10% of the population in South Africa is white. They own 90% of the wealth. You tell me how impoverished they are. No, there's no morality. You lost your mind. We, again, I'm born and raised in the West. The West has no sense of morality, no values, no principles. They run around completely amok. And then they go and judge other nations, like the Middle East, who's held on to their values, who's held on to some sense of ethics and family, etc., and tell them that that's wrong. What morals? Wait, I can't believe you're telling me that the USA is moral.
have to really distinguish two things here. Is I'm talking about U.S. conscious, which is American people, which are like people who go to church and you go outside, they see them in the street. What you're talking about is American politics and American governments and corporations, that what they do. And they are very good, I give it to you, they are very good to manipulating the conscience of normal American people. They control media, they have so many ways to make the agenda that they want and to convince American people that it is the right choice. They are really good at it.
Sorry to say Americans are dumb.
No, they are not dumb. These people are very good. American people are very smart and very moral.
These moral people, Americans, okay, they overwhelmingly voted for Trump, the same guy who was talking horrible, horrible things about Haitian immigrants. They're eating cats and dogs, which they weren't. He was talking complete and utter shit about minority groups, and you know that about 67% of the American population is white. They voted for this man who said the most disgusting things about women. Has hired hookers. He's an ex-felon. Actually, he is a felon. He's been linked to Epstein. It's been proven. The American population, as a crazy majority, voted for him. What are you talking about?
This is good, but
what do you call that? They have no stamp on morality or anything like that. There's the people. I'm sure even in South Korea, damn it, like there's good people everywhere across the world who seem not to be able to understand this genocide and whatever, you know. Like when we're talking about the individual people in a country, right? It's a weird argument to make, like that the Americans are so exceptionally moral and whatever when
I think misunderstanding him. He's not claiming that Americans are all moral, but I think he's talking about like manufacturing consent from the media, and they've been doing it for more than 70 years. And every time U.S. goes to war with a country, they start doing it in the media. I think that's what he's talking about, and like it's been misunderstood. And like majority of average American doesn't want to start another war, or doesn't want their fund to be funding genocide in Gaza. The majority of average American doesn't want that.
I mean, but the is the comparison for me with the rest of the world, like it's some sort of exception, you know, because I think that could be said about, you know, about any country really. But that's true. I agree with you on that Congo, that there is a manufactured consent part of it, and it has to be that to some degree. If you're going to accuse people of that, you have to also accuse them of ignorance, and they are all the time falling for it. And at which point do they have to take like accountability for also for the people that do go along with it?
Yeah, I get it.
I haven't seen what that study looks like.
Wait, Uncle, you said something in the chat that's not right.
You're right. There has.
And the electoral one. Go.
He got the electoral college, which is a popular vote.
One vote.
Okay, and for the 2016 vote,
No,
because
Yeah, 2016 he won. Yeah,
he didn't want the popular vote. Clinton did in 2016.
Yeah, in 2016. Yeah.
Ace, again, you have to really, like, you are taking an exam, you have to look at the context. Even I would vote for Trump, which I consider myself very moral. See, you have two choices. You have
So
the
your
Democrat.
view of morality.
Ace.
I think it's trolling.
Please.
He's not trolling. This guy's retarded. Like, I've seen him many
Let's
times.
finish. You have two choices. You have two choices in front of you. You have
three, but
no, like realistically, you have a Democratic Party which is shutting you up. They are taking your freedom of speech away.
Democrat?
Kamala Harris.
What?
They are
The Republicans
both
are the
like
ones
that.
shutting people up, man.
Republicans are more hell bent on it than Democrats.